All right, I'm gonna copy and paste this real quick into the group. Um, if it decides to show up. Let's see. Okay, there we go. All right. All right, I'm gonna copy this real quick.
Okay.
I can figure out how to do that. Okay, share, copy link. Okay, I'm just gonna go to the event real quick and then I'll post it in there. I don't know why it's not. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm posting in the discussion and then we'll be good to go. Okay, are you guys all ready to go?
Yes.
Amy, Jen, you guys ready?
Yeah. I don't know where Jen just
Can you
went.
hear me?
I don't see nobody.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought
Yes.
I like went mute for a second because nobody was saying anything. All right, are we all ready to go?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Jeff, are you ready?
We're on the Verizon commercial.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me
Yeah,
now?
I can hear. Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
I was just kidding.
Okay, so to start us off, Jeff, can you introduce yourself and talk about what you survived? I know you don't remember much, but can you just talk about what's been like printed in the media and everything, and what you know from firsthand experiences from people that were there?
Oh shit! I don't remember him. No, I'm just kidding. My name is Jeffrey Shonk. I was shot September 23rd of 2010. I am the sole survivor of, I guess you could technically call it a mass shooting. I don't know, but Specialist Platero came in and shot shot myself. Specialist Carrillo and PFC Noonan. I don't know what else is in the news. I wasn't allowed. I've read it, but I haven't really looked at any of the stuff that's in the news.
So Amy and Jen, he doesn't really remember much from the incident.
Hey, I can't see any of you guys.
Yeah. We don't. You don't have to be on video if you don't want to, but you can if you want to.
Oh, okay. I'm fine either way.
Yeah. So Jeff doesn't really remember much from the incident because he had a brain injury. Is that correct? That like that part of your brain doesn't process that information or whatever.
So I was shot in the head, my right hand, and my lower left leg. The gunshot wound to the head, it pretty much just creased, I guess, right here where you could, I don't know if you could see it or not, but it creased right here on the top of my head.
Oh wow!
Gave me a severe TBI. The frontal lobe, I have about a penny size, I guess, of just darkness on the brain. Like that part of my brain is dead. So yeah, the TBI has resulted in I have absolutely no recollection of what happened. I had night terrors of it. Took me a while to get over it. But yeah, I couldn't tell you at all what happened. Everything that you've read on the news, no, thankfully I don't have any nightmares. I don't have any dreams, none of that stuff.
So what were the nightmares like at first? Was it almost like it was what it looked like, or what you remember at the time?
I would almost go to say that it was like my body was trying to remember, but at the same time, my body was trying to fight it off and say that I didn't need to remember. But I would wake up and it would feel like I just had everything. Like I just relived it. The anxiety, the feeling like my heart's going a million miles a minute. It was a lot of fun. Not really, but
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't imagine going through something like that. So at the time, how did it affect you, not only mentally but physically? Like, do you have any
so
lifelong injuries to this day
uh,
other than the brain injury? I know that's a lifelong injury.
physically, I had to. So I always have drop foot, but it pisses me off more than it helps me to keep my foot up and not basically where I'd be dragging it every time I take a step. Um, I do. I am supposed to. Not supposed to. I should. I should wear it, but yeah, it's more of a nuisance than anything to me. Um, my hand, due to the injury, and sometimes it'll just open. Like when I'm holding stuff, I'll drop it. But physically, I went through. I was in the hospital from 2010 to finally when I was medically retired in 2014. Um, I had to relearn walking, so to speak, talking. Had to get my strength back. Had to basically, as my mom would say, it went from being a 21-year-old to a baby again, and then back to 21.
Hmm. So did all that take that? So in that four years from 2010 to 2014, did you relearn all that, or did it take longer than that?
About I want to say the first year and a half, I kind of had everything down to base, but the rest of the time it was relearning me, um, making sure that I could handle more emotional, like everything had to be given to me in spurts, so to speak.
Right, right, like sporadically.
If I could handle it, great. If I couldn't handle it, I had to go back and we had to start over again.
Hmm. So just baby steps at first, huh?
But I want to say, yeah, I want to say by year 3, everything was pretty solid. I had finally had my X fix taken off. I had my skull put back together. Um, I was given the all clear to go check out the rest, go see the not the world, but the town that we were in, the city that we were in.
And was that Iraq at the time, or were you back in the U.S. when you were being like rehabbed and stuff?
I was back in the U.S. I was back at Walter Reed. Originally, they sent me to, I forget which hospital it was in Iraq. I don't remember any of that. Don't remember. From Iraq, I went to Landstuhl, and in Landstuhl, that's a hospital that's in Germany. They usually bring, the only time they bring family there is to say goodbye. Um, there was a few times where they almost had to say goodbye to me, but in Landstuhl, my parents came and hung out with me for I don't know how long. And then I got moved to Bethesda Naval Medical Facility, I think it was, or hospital. And then from Bethesda, after my brain kind of settled down and they did what they could, they sent me to Walter Reed to handle all my physical, basically my leg and my hand issues in rehab. And then From Walter Reed, they combined Bethesda and the old Walter Reed together. So now Walter Reed, the Army hospital, is now a military hospital that is in Bethesda, Maryland.
Hmm.
I hope that answered your question.
Yeah. No, it did. Um, yeah, there's a few comments. Somebody said, "Thank you for your service and extremely traumatic. I'm so sorry you went through this. You clearly are strong and determined."
Cool. Appreciate that.
So with your other two roommates that had passed away, were you close with them when you were in Iraq? I know you weren't there very long, but were you close with them?
Carrillo and I went to AIT together, which was the school after basic training, to where we learned our job. Carrillo and I actually were in the same shop. We were both commo. So I had known Carrillo for a little while. At first in AIT he was cocky, but at the same time, looking back at it, who at 21 or at 18, 19, 20 years old, who isn't cocky? Or let's say confident.
Right.
But no,
right.
he was pretty cool. I met Noonan in Iraq. It started out, I went up to him. I was told to go get him to go do something, and he was cleaning something, and I saw the tattoos, the Star of David that he had tattooed on the back of his arms. I knew what it was. I looked at him. I say, "Hey, what are those on the back of your arms? You're not supposed to have those." He told me, out of jokingly, he started laughing. He said, "These are my gang tattoos." But after that, we started hanging out, got to know each other more, and then somebody said something, and I moved from my room into the room that I actually got shot in, the Carrillo across the hall. I don't want to say we were close to where like we were best friends and stuff, but we were developing a good friendship. Yeah.
Sorry, you cut out for a second. It was like frozen for a good like 10 seconds. So what can you tell us about Neftali Platero before the shooting and after the shooting? What you know about him, what you knew about him at the time, like your interactions with him and whatnot?
I didn't know him at all. The most words I ever really heard him say, he walked past us while we were smoking, and he said, "If one more person does something, I'm going to flip out." And we're in Iraq. I expected that. Like, whatever. You're just talking shit. Whatever. But no, I didn't really know him. Didn't really talk to him. He worked a different shift than what I did. Like when we were awake, he was asleep. Didn't really have much interaction with him at all. Didn't really care to be honest. He seemed kind of like a dickhead anyways. Is my internet?
Your mom's in here watching too.
Hi, Mom.
So I know you said you didn't have really much interactions with Neftali. I think that's how you say his name before the shooting. After the shooting, did you have any interactions with him or anybody in his family or like anybody that was like supporting him throughout his trial or whatever? Or if it was a trial, if he didn't take a plea deal?
His court martial? No. No, there was absolutely no interaction. Honestly, the whole court martial thing, I don't remember much at all. I remember when, honestly, I was just happy being around everybody. But the most I remember of the court martial was getting asked 600 times if I remembered anything. And that was pissing me off because they didn't want to believe me when I said I didn't remember anything. And then when we went down to the actual court martial, they had me walk through and in front of him to sit down in the witness stand. And when they asked all the questions that they asked, he just sat there and stared at the wall. That was the most interaction. That's the actions were that I had with him in Iraq. Like, there was no communication, nothing. But then after the court martial, I want to say it was his sister was constantly sending me messages telling me that I knew the truth, that I was lying, that her brother was innocent. How could I do this to his mother? His mother was dying. Basically, she was harassing me, telling me that I was the one that did it, trying to make me feel like it was us, that he was defending himself.
And what do you think about that? Did you have any opinion while he was on trial whether he was innocent or guilty? I mean, I know you don't remember much, but like, what was your opinion then versus now?
I mean, honestly, the way my friend, she said it better than anybody. Like, 4 people come in, 1 person, or 4 people in the room, and only 1 person walks out. Like, none of our weapons were within reach of us. I'm pretty sure mine wasn't even in the room. Yeah, well, what do you expect? What does she call it? A ninja chicken? You expect a ninja chicken to jump in through that little ass window and shoot the 3 of us and him just walk out by himself? Like, I didn't get to see any of the evidence. Quite frankly, it was a pretty fucking traumatic part of my life. I don't give a shit to look at the evidence. My friends are dead, and I have to live with it. Their families have to live with it. Like, I still think he's a piece of shit.
I could see that. And I totally understand it.
He's going in and out. I don't know if that's my computer or not. Oh, there you are. You were cutting out for a while. So going back a little to after the shooting took place, do you know, or have you heard reports of how he was like treated or like escorted out of there? Were people like beating him up, or did they just handcuff him? Like what happened to him after the fact that like the shooting was done and he was nabbed like right then and there? Like, do you know what happened?
I think everything was handled accordingly. I mean, I know what should have happened, but like, I don't think that anybody that was there would have risked their career or anything to do anything out of
right
what they should not do.
Yeah,
I absolutely think that he was hanged. Right. And plus, I'm friends with a lot of them still. Like, I'm pretty sure I don't know. I think he was treated as fairly as he should have been, considering what he did.
Right. Yeah, that's completely understandable. I mean, being this was overseas, there's a lot that could have probably happened that probably wouldn't have been documented and whatnot. So he's pretty lucky that he made it to trial in one piece.
Oh yeah, right. I know he's from, not to jump off to anything else, but I know that he was recently moved. So he's went from Leavenworth to New Orleans, or not New Orleans, to Louisiana, and I guess now he's in somewhere in Virginia.
So since you're a victim of the crime, do they update you every time he's moved or like up for parole or something like that?
Yes. But they don't, so it's set up. I'm fortunate to have some pretty awesome parents. They have all that stuff funnel through them first. So like any contact that they have for anything involving him, it comes to my dad and my mom first, and then they let me know. But yeah, they contact us. That's how we know that he's in Virginia. And that's about it. That's all they ever let us know is when they're moving him, or not when, but like that they're moving him.
That's interesting. I wasn't sure how that worked with surviving victims of like homicide cases or attempted murder cases. Amy or Jen, do you have any questions? You feel free to jump in anytime.
I was going to say you have some other messages. One is, hey, Jeff, Mama Tina here. Much love to you. You also have a, I'm here, Jeff, with Mama Tina, doing good, bro. Josh. So I have some questions. When you were going through, because I know you said you didn't remember much, I guess, how did you deal with the whole process of it going through trial? I saw that he was trying to get a mistrial and things like that. What was your support system like? Who did you lean on? And where are you at now with all of that? We good? Is there like a lot of, because I guess the thing of it is, for me,
I'm good.
I'm
good.
Thinking, good. I'm glad you're good. Because listen, this is one of those things that I think had so incredibly traumatic, and I can't even begin to imagine what you went through, and I can't imagine what it would be like to sit through a trial and everything else, and the possible re-victimization and things. And I'm curious to how that played out with you, with not having that memory and it being maybe like an initial re-victimization, kind of, if that makes sense.
You kind of lost me, but I think I'll pick
Okay.
it up. So in regards to for the trial part, I didn't have to sit through anything except for I only had to go in there to give my statement, and then they took me out. I could get out of my monkey suit and go do my own thing. Well, not really my own thing, but I went and sat by myself. So they kept me away from everything. That's a good question. I don't think I've ever been asked that. The what did I do question. I didn't think about it. I still don't. It
That might not be a
think
bad
the
thing,
benefit. No, right. That's how I look at it too. I think the biggest benefit of that is that I don't remember. I think if I did, no, I don't think, I'm pretty sure if I did remember everything, I would have probably a much harder time, at least initially. But no, I've always looked at everything, anything that's, I don't want to say bad. I didn't have a bad childhood. But anything that happened that I didn't like, oh shit, well, that's part of life. I got to keep moving. And that's Usually my response when people say, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about that, what happened to you and stuff," I usually say, well, that's life. Shit happens. You got to keep moving. That's kind of how I've always looked at it all.
I get it. Me and Jen just had that conversation recently.
Yep.
It kind of makes you who you are, and who would you be without it?
Yeah. But no, with all that stuff, I think I'm good.
Good. It sounds like you have a good support system, and I'm a firm believer you can do anything with proper support.
Oh, absolutely. No, yeah.
I totally agree.
I've had some pretty good friends. I've got some awesome parents. Yeah, support was great.
That's good.
So, how do you think the military handled this situation compared to other situations like, say, like Fort Hood or Robert Bales or other situations like that? Like, do you think they did a good job handling this, or do you think that they could have done a better job?
I don't know. I'm pissed off that I didn't get a fucking Purple Heart. But the other people's did. Not the guys that got shot, but I mean like the Fort Hood people. Like the same damn thing happened to you that happened to me. Just more people got shot. That's the only difference that I see. So, I think they did a very good job at pushing it under the rug. Like Fort Hood's not talked about. It's joked about in the military still, but it's not brought up. Just like I think I've met one other guy that was friendly fire, but his was an absolute accident. I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on that. Never really thought about it. Guess I've always been kind of pissed off that the Fort Hood people got Purple Hearts and I didn't.
Right. Yeah, that is pretty crazy. So have you, I know you said that you met one other person that suffered friendly fire. Have you met other like shooting survivors that it has helped you like navigate your way through the trauma and all that?
No, well, majority of my friends were from Walter Reed, so like a lot of us kind of just trauma bonded together. Learned that laughing about everything, humor definitely gets you through everything. But yeah, I wouldn't say shooting victims, but if I'm having a bad day, I can call one of my buddies that he's got his leg blown off, or another buddy that's got one of his arms blown off, and we'll just sit there and talk.
Do you find that more like beneficial than actual therapy, like talking to somebody that's actually gone through a traumatic event like you have?
Had you asked me this question 3 years, no, let's say before I got my divorce, 2 years before I got my divorce, I would have told you no. But I will say that I went to a therapist for a while, and I was there for other things, but realized that a lot of my problems had stemmed from getting shot. I think I used the right word. But going to a therapist that couldn't, yes, I can go talk to someone that can relate for a lot of things, but talking to someone that has a more, let's say, not more better, but a better route to take and a faster route that's been trained to get you through ways, I think that is far more beneficial. But to have both, that's perfect for me. I hope that made sense. It made sense in my head.
Hey Amy, is he cutting out on your end too, or is it just me?
There is a lag here and there.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it was my internet or if it was just StreamYard in general.
It
Okay.
might be StreamYard too.
Okay. Yeah, because like every like minute there's a little bit of a lag, but it's totally fine.
I have a little thing at the top of my Chrome that says error, so it might be me.
Oh, okay. So nowadays in the community, how do you cope with like PTSD on a regular basis? I've been on TikTok a lot and I've seen a guy that has like PTSD and his dad will always have to help like talk him down or get him, and like they've taken all the weapons out of the house and everything. Like, how are you with PTSD today, like managing it and handling it with your loved ones too? Like, how do they help you out?
I don't have PTSD. No, I do. At least this what it says on papers. I don't. I guess I don't deal. I don't have it as bad, so to speak, as other people. Like, there's nothing about me in any way, shape, or form. Even therapists and everything. Why do I gotta call mom?
No, she's saying that's how you handle it. I felt that to my core too, because that's what my kids would do.
No, yeah, I call her. But that's not that's just to bitch and moan about something. Like if my kids piss me off that day.
That's therapy though. Moms are free therapy.
That's typical. Oh no, yeah, my mom definitely, my mom definitely got the blood end of that stuff. But that was a lot of when I was in the hospital. Now it's, hey mom, what would you do? I need advice. But in regards to like PTSD type stuff, I play with my dogs. I don't really go and associate with people. I don't like people. Okay, there you go. I don't trust anyone.
I don't think you're alone in that though.
I think that has been the one thing that, aside from John and Noonan being, aside from them being gone, that's the biggest thing that's been taken away from me. Because before, I kind of still don't know a stranger, but before, you weren't a stranger. We were going to be friends by the end of the day. But now, I don't trust anybody. You've got to absolutely make me trust you before anything happens. Is it still lagging?
Understandable. Being a little bit. Yeah, I just there's like a few seconds delay. That's why I don't say anything.
I've tried fixing
when it's lagging.
It's like dubbing your. Okay. It looks like we're dubbing your face. I have a question. So, did you ever experience any survivor's guilt?
Yes. I did. And I want to say I still do. But I've managed to, I don't want to say compartmentalize, but I managed to figure it out and how to deal with it more.
What's your earliest memory after it all happened? Like post accident or post trauma? Not accident, because it wasn't an accident. What?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I want to say I had so many people come visit. My grandma Barb. I remember them coming. Mama Tina and Josh, they came. So around, I want to say around that time frame. So probably like the end of 2010, December-ish, is what I vaguely remember. I remember sitting and watching. Yeah, actually, I remember sitting and watching the movie Jonah Hex with my dad.
Okay. I
'Cause up
figured it would
until
be a
that
lot
point in
longer.
time-
That's good.
Up until that point in time, I wasn't allowed to look at a phone. And I asked all the nurses if they wanted to spank my monkey.
Gotta love moms.
Yep. I had a stuffed monkey, and anytime the nurses would come in, I'd be like, "You want to spank my monkey?"
That's
I'm
funny.
21 years old, stuck in a hospital bed. I gotta have fun somehow.
Apparently, Josh spanked the monkey.
Yep. There's photos. Yep. There are photos.
That's funny.
Jen, you've been quiet. Do you have any questions?
You have another one. So how can we? Is there anything we can do to help? I don't even know what the process is to get that. Is there anything that people can do to like rally behind, to support, to petition, to complain?
I don't think so. My ex-wife, she wrote a letter to, I want to say it was Trump at the time, when he was the president, asking if there was anything he could do, and he got shut down. So, but it's all good.
You definitely have a good support system.
I think so too.
Not only are they spanking the monkey, but they're enjoying it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's good that you got to have people visiting you in the hospital that cared about you at the time, because I'm sure it would be a lot worse if you were there by yourself and just agony and pain, just thinking about it all the time.
Okay,
I'm fortunate, yeah. All right, Mom. Yeah, I already know that.
But what does that mean? So, is it per the regulations?
Yeah, that's all. That's it. What she just wrote is pretty much exactly all that was said in the letter that in response. We couldn't ask any other questions for like clarification or anything like that, because you kind of still always just get shut down as per regulation. All right.
That's
Well,
nice.
It still says foreign and domestic.
Yeah, that's weird, because at Fort Hood, didn't they all get Purple Hearts, even though this was in the United States, and your shooting was overseas in Iraq, where there was an active war zone? So that doesn't make sense at all.
Right. I agree. That's why I said what I said about the whole Fort Hood thing. I think it's bullshit, but I don't play politics. I stay away from that stuff. It keeps me from getting upset.
We could start a whole letter writing campaign.
We really could.
Listen, I'm a
I'm sure
professor.
people would be on board too.
I'm a professor, so I always have new students and stuff that come through. All I have to say is extra credit, write a letter. Just show me that you sent it. I don't know who Tasha is, but apparently she loved the monkey.
She was my favorite nurse. She was the nighttime nurse. She didn't like the monkeys. She liked my back scratcher.
Per the regulations. Ugh.
Yeah, it was Bologna. But I mean, realistically, like it keeps me from like some organizations like the ones that build houses for people and stuff. In order to get one of those things, you have to have like one of the criteria to qualify as a Purple Heart. Now, my body's not messed up enough for me to qualify for a house anyways, but I was just using it as an example. But other than that, realistically, the Purple Heart or not having a Purple Heart hasn't stopped me from doing anything.
That's
My
good.
kids still think I'm cool.
Do they though? How old are they?
10 and 8.
That'll go away real soon as they hit those teenage years, but then you'll be cool again once they're in their 20s.
No, I do everything with them. Like whenever they want to go do stuff, all right, cool. You guys want to go to the skate park? Let's go skate. You guys want to go to the amusement park? Let's go.
That's good.
I'm very, very active with them. I mean, I'm retired, so most of my time is spent with them.
That's good. There was nothing better than listening to my adult daughter go, I have such a cool mom.
My mom, I'm not saying that shit for my mom.
You tell
My
your
mom's
mom
the warden.
she's cool.
Oh no, I tell her she's awesome all the time. No, she's the warden. She's not cool.
Warden.
Oh yeah, she ran that damn hospital.
Oh, I would too. You don't poke the bear.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it was. And then the fact that my dad did 20 years in the Navy, so like she wasn't stupid. There was no way you were going to try to pull wool over her eyes when she knew the same language that you were trying to speak.
Oh yeah. Good for you, Mama. I would have done the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So does anybody have any other questions or comments to make? Jen, Amy, anybody in the chat?
I love that your parents are so supportive. I think that's so awesome.
I do too. Did you ever this is probably a stupid question, so just go ahead and forgive me from the straight out of the gate. But the true crime community itself can be so toxic because people get so divided over things. Did you ever have anybody who was like in the military that was like so on his side that they were treating you guys poorly? Or was everybody good to you? Because I'm hoping everybody was good for you.
Everybody was pretty good to me. Like,
Okay, good.
There was never a time. I think even with like the witnesses for his character witnesses, I think even they were kind of like, Like we don't want to say this is the type of person that he is, but we're not going to say that he's some pretty. I don't want to say pretty princess, but some awesome person that we wouldn't put it past him.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Has he tried to do any appeals or anything like that you know of?
I think so. I think one, he was up for, I don't, my mom would have to be able to answer that question for like what it was, but I think he just was about to have one and it got denied real quick. Like before it even was like brought up. They said it's not happening. From what I remember, when he was sentenced to 996 years with no parole. And I think, like, by chance or whatever, if he were to get one parole, it'd be 10 years. But I think that's what it is. You get 10 years taken off for parole for good behavior or whatever. I don't know any of that stuff. You guys would know much more than I would.
Let's see. Your mom said he had mommy issues, in her opinion.
Oh my God, yes.
It happens.
Yeah.
I think I told you I actually reached out to him and asked if he would do an interview, right? And he called me like twice, and he sent me a bunch of not articles, but a bunch of documents as to why he's innocent. And honestly don't know where those documents are. I've never gone through them, but he wanted to do an interview so badly, but he wanted his attorney to be on the phone at the same time. And I'm like, well, that's impossible because if you do a three-way call in the federal prison system, it hangs up on you right away. So I don't think I'll ever be able to get an interview with him. But he just wanted to talk about why he was innocent and other alternate explanations and stuff like that. So I guess he's hanging on the fact that he's innocent, and his sister is a real believer too, I guess.
Yeah, she's the one that was harassing me.
How did you get that to stop?
I told her that if she didn't stop harassing me, I was going to press charges.
Good for you. That's in very poor taste.
It was always around like so the day, or we call it my live day, was September 23rd. That's next month. It was either on the 21st, 22nd, or the 24th. She made sure to send a message on Facebook.
I don't even know what she could be thinking. That is just not okay. I get that that their families also experience things, but no, you just don't do that.
Right. Like, I get it. I understand it. But at that point in time, you should have known better because you are actively, consciously putting into a text message, or not even a text message, but a Facebook message, and then still pushing send.
Yes, you could stop yourself. And I agree with Lala here. Yeah, you should have pressed charges because, gosh,
no, I don't need any bad juju.
No bad juju. Mama Tina said that he seemed emotionless during the trial, and that his family appeared to be the same.
Yeah, so they all got to sit in, and during the whole thing, they got to sit in the what's that little area, the audience?
In the
near the jury box?
In the pulpit.
Oh, okay.
Or in the pews. That's what they always remind me of. Your father did not come, or his father did not come. Interesting. Gosh, now I kind of want to know for your mom and all of them, like, what that was like, because they would have been sitting there feeling victimized by just hearing everything. That would have been awful. Y'all, my heart goes out to y'all too.
They saw pictures that they probably should not have seen.
Yeah, I bet. And that would have been absolutely. I would never. It would be awful. Mama Tina says, I heard his father was ashamed. I can see that.
Yeah, absolutely. I would believe it too.
Your mom said, and the sister and mom left, and they came back, or sisters. Ugh, see? And Josh was worried about you, cried when he saw you, didn't want to see you like that. You had a lot of love here. Love that. Um, we should have had the whole family on with us.
I'm sure that's like the biggest stain anybody in the military can have, right? Is like committing like friendly fire. I'm sure that's like the worst of the worst thing that somebody can do, huh?
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's the thing with like when I go back to trust. Like I don't give a shit where you're from or any of that stuff, but if we're all wearing the same damn uniform, I'm supposed to trust you. And not trust you with just anything, trust you with my life.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure that was a shock when you found out that you weren't hit by like terrorist or whatever, but it was by a friendly soldier, which I'm sure had to be a shock.
So that is actually one of my earliest memories. Asking constantly what happened to me, who shot me, and then seeing, bring back to Purple Heart thing, but seeing everybody that was coming into the hospital after me getting their Purple Hearts and getting to know like they've gotten blown up, who blew them up, who got shot, all that for I don't want to say months, but I know for weeks. I had no idea that I was shot by my roommate or that John and Noonan were gone.
That's terrible.
I want to say shortly before Mama Tina and Josh and Conrad came to see me, that's when I got told.
Your mom said, I sent my son to war knowing that he could get injured or worse, but I never thought his own brother would do the unthinkable. And I get it. Absolutely get it. She said Conrad told you.
Yeah.
So this may be kind of a weird question, but how do you feel about not only his sentence but like the death penalty? Do you think that he should have got the death penalty for what he did, or are you a believer in the death penalty since being a victim of gun violence?
I got asked if I wanted to pursue the death penalty, and I said no. And when I was asked why, I told him that everybody has to deal with what he did to us, but we get to just kill him, and then he doesn't have to deal with it. Sure, it's the end all be all, but realistically, where do I get gratification in knowing that he's getting punished or having to deal with it? If he dies, I don't give a fuck.
Right, that's understandable.
Like, no, I absolutely enjoy knowing that he's getting played with by his roommate as often as possible, and that might be why he gets moved around so much. Absolutely.
Josh said that's the easy way out. Your mom said he was under direct supervision from his doctors and stayed until after he was told. Oh, you stayed after?
I was going to say, I don't know what she's talking about. She don't know what she's talking about either.
Be nice to your mom.
I am.
Mama Tina, too, says, I remember telling him to come back home safe, and he laughed and said, nothing will happen to him. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, the only thing that, never mind, I gotta be nice. I can't say what I was going to say.
The only thing.
I'm only a little half retarded now.
Oh my God. No, his doctor. Oh, no, your doctor stayed until after Conrad told you.
Yeah, so that like he could be there if I needed him or something like that.
Yeah, I gotcha. Um, your mom said you're a hot mess.
Well, thank you. It's better than being cold.
Oh. I'm gonna go
Were
try
you
to.
having any seizures or anything like that after the shooting took place, like when you were in the hospital?
That was the whole reason why they kept me away from computers, my phone, TVs, anything. They didn't want me to have a seizure, but no, as far as I can remember, I've never had a seizure.
That's good. Amy, I'm surprised you didn't bring up if you ever wanted to write a book that you knew the right person or you were the right person.
I was getting them. You ever want to write a book?
I have an outline done already.
Okay, but do you want to write a book?
Sure, why not? No, I'm serious. I got an outline. I can send it to you.
When are you gonna do it? When are you gonna do it?
When it happens. I don't know, honestly. But I'll send over the outline. You can look at it. Tell me what you think.
I'm a ghostwriter.
Have fun.
That's what I do in my spare time, as if I have spare time. It's fun though. I like being able to be a part of, telling stories and stuff like that. That's why I like the whole idea of like podcasts and stuff, and being able to talk to people like this, because I think storytelling is important. We've lost a lot of stories from people that, we can't ever get back.
Right. I agree. I like that.
Oh, you're a part of a book. What's that about?
Part of a book. The Mighty Moms and the whatever. Fuck, I don't remember what it is. Hold on.
That's a weird title.
It's Unbreakable Bonds.
Oh, I like that title.
That's cool.
I'm gonna look it up.
Unbreakable Bonds.
Yeah. I can type tonight.
There's quite a few books with that.
Oh yeah.
See if I can find the right one.
Did I have it? Did I give it away?
There are some spicy looking books with that name.
Do not give me that bad memory.
Mighty Moms of Walter Reed.
Yes, there you go. There you go.
I just found it. Yeah.
Very big difference.
No.
I'm gonna thank you, Mom. Let's see. Josh says your mom's a very strong woman. Probably the most genuine family I know besides my mom.
See, he's just trying to get good points with my mom so he could say that mom loves him more.
Mama Tina says she knows, you just got to know that she loves you, and it's been a long journey. You've come a long way, and she's proud of you, and she loved every moment that played. Rock Band. Why is Rock Band not a thing anymore?
I don't know. We used to play I would go to their house and we would play the Beatles Rock Band all the time. almost
Love
every night.
Rock Band. We were just talking about this the other day because, well, not the other day, but we went to this little mini pop-up place not long ago, and
Mhm.
inside of there in their arcade, they had a Rock Band game, and I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Why is this not a thing?" And so I went and I started looking, and sure enough, they haven't even like rebooted that yet, and I'm so like heartbroken. They should do that.
So as a kid, so I grew up as a military brat. Didn't get to have. We had everything we wanted, but we only had so much because we had to move around a lot. I always wanted all the consoles, so after I got hurt and whatnot, I had all the consoles. I also have Rock Band. My kid was talking a lot of crap, saying that he could beat me in these games. All right, well, we're gonna play Rock Band. See if you can beat me in Rock Band. So it's been every Sunday night. Usually, every Sunday night we play Rock Band together.
Nice. I miss playing that. I don't know what it is about your grandma's books, but Josh thinks it's funny.
Oh my God! So that's why I said don't bring me that memory.
Oh,
He's an asshole. As a kid, I was bored. We were asleep, and I would anytime we'd come from Sicily to Ohio to visit family, I would stay at my grandma and grandpa's house. Grandpa would stay out in the living room, so I'd sleep out there, and then he'd go to the room. Well, one night I couldn't sleep. I opened up a book, one of my grandma's books, and I don't remember how old I was. I wasn't even a teenager yet. I know that. I read shit I should not have read. It was very descriptive.
the loins.
Oh my God, yes, but it was more than the loins.
It was heaving and quivering.
Robbing. I was like, oh my God, Grandma, what are you reading? Now we give her shit whenever I see her and she breaks up a book. I'm like, Grandma, I'm not buying you none of those smut books. Can't do that stuff.
Oh, that's funny. My stepmother used to read them. So I know exactly what you're talking about. And they all had the same cover with all the same colors and a guy with long hair. And
Yep. Yep.
Always. Oh, Lord. Josh would also like you to know that your mom does love him more.
She buys me more stuff.
Oh, apparently your grandma still does.
Oh my God.
She just gets them on audio now.
No, I actually am the one that told her about those.
Audiobooks?
Yeah, I told her, I said, Grandma, you don't have to read it anymore. She said, what do you mean? I said, this way I can't just pick up a damn book and be like, oh.
No, now you walk in on her listening to it.
Hey, as long as all she's doing is listening, we're good.
Oh, your mom's the culprit. She takes them to her.
Oh my God, of course you would, Mom.
Oh no. The enabler.
Absolutely.
She's trying to give your grandma some joy in life.
Speaking of books, Amy, I just ordered that book on Amazon.
I'm gonna go put it up there too because I forgot. Because otherwise, I'll go back over to Unbreakable Bonds and see all of those.
So that book is a collective story of a group of us that it's just their mom's side of the story. And I don't want to say just. It is the mom's side of the recovery story. Like Adam Keyes, his mom's in it. Who else? Me. There's a few other guys, but it's the caregiver's side. Like, my mom's opinion, her views, and how she went through it. It's after I read it, I went up and gave my mom a hug and told her I loved her.
Aw.
Because even though I was going through everything and dealing with it myself, and actually was the one going through the healing, going to the physical therapy every day, and fuck, I hated that. I never took into account, I don't think any of us really ever took into account the caregiver side of it. Like I never took into account how my mom felt about it. I never stopped to look at her and say, how do you feel about all this? I mean, obviously it sucks would be one of the first things, and I should have also asked, like, how are you doing with it? But yeah.
I get it. I do get it. But I can also tell you that, she was still momming,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I can tell you that when my daughter had her first kid, she called me when her kid was, a couple of months old, and they were both sick, and she's crying and she goes, "Mom, you said that moms don't get sick." I said, "No, moms don't act sick. You have to just keep going. Suck it up, buttercup." And, and that's the thing, is that, your mom was still just pushing through, and that's what we do, I can't imagine what it was like experiencing that. I can't imagine what it was like knowing what, if it was touch and go. I can't imagine. And while my heart goes out to you, my mom heart goes out to her, because I know that it had to hurt every single day, and it's hard. 3.5 years.
You saying what you just said. I think you might like that book.
Listen, I'm here for it. I used to read the Chicken Soup for the Soul books all the time. So I love like people's personal stories and stuff. And yeah. And listen, I can't even imagine fighting the army on top of fighting for you, and fighting for things to be done right for you and all of that. But Mama's a soldier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's pretty cool.
See, you said it. You're welcome, Mom. She said your grandma just had her 80th birthday. Happy birthday, Grandma.
She did. We had to make a turn and burn. I live 6.5 hours away from everybody, so we had to drive up there that night.
Grandma should make an Amazon wish list of books. We can all send her one.
I am not participating in that. No, thank you. Grandma, you're going to get a coloring book from me.
Oh, Josh said that he couldn't imagine being in their shoes, or yours or your mom's. And your mom did also say that she got the name Warden for a reason.
Yeah, she definitely did. And it wasn't just me that called her the Warden. There was a lot of other patients that were like, "Oh shit, here comes the Warden."
See, I'm here for it. Do your thing. Get them. It's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely a lot.
I'm absolutely appreciative of everything that she did for me while I was at the hospital, so that I could just sit and actually focus on getting better, on going to my appointments. She did all the paperwork stuff. Her and my dad made sure all that stuff was squared away, so that I could just sit and focus on getting my body back to where I wanted it.
Good. That's good. Sometimes you just need to have that downtime and know that everything's taken care of.
I just didn't like being told that I'd never walk or talk again. Fuck that. Watch me. I'm doing it.
You know what? I like that attitude. I'm the same way. She said the army didn't like me coming at them. I bet they did. She fought those Joint Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Should have pulled some ears.
Oh my God. Yeah, she pulls everybody's ears.
Oh, I guess Andrew got lagged off.
Oh no.
Maybe it was him. Well, I'm so glad that we had you on. I didn't get it. Yeah, you know what? You're exactly right, Mom. They thought I was just a little dumb woman. And you know what? I'll tell you one of the best things about that right there is I love nothing more than for somebody to underestimate me.
He's back.
Because they never see me coming. You back, Andrew?
Damn, I just got kicked for some reason. It's been like lagging for the last like 10 minutes. I don't know if it's been lagging on your guys' side or not.
No, we've been over here talking about you. Just kidding, we haven't. Well, I was just saying that I thought, I'm so glad that we had a chance to get him on and to hear his story. I try not to do a lot of research before going into these things because I like it to be organic and I like to be able to learn from people about their experiences. So thank you so much for sharing with me.
Well, I appreciate the invite. I hope I wasn't as scatterbrained as I feel like I was.
That's me.
Oh no, you weren't. You weren't.
And the book, write a book.
Like I said, I've already got an outline ready.
If you need help figuring out the process of writing the book, let me know. Because I will be happy to help you with that. And I know publishers and everything.
I'm down. Let's do it.
Mama Tammy is determined. Never underestimate that woman. Your ears are in danger. Listen, Mom, I will help him. I really will. I actually have some stuff that I've been ghostwriting, and I didn't mean to start ghostwriting. It was kind of, I got sucked into it on accident. I was supposed to just be helping to keep people on track. And it turns out that the subjects were like, oh, I like you better. And I was like, okay. And so I got pulled into it. And I've really enjoyed being able to do it and been able to, do more. So I love writing. I love telling stories. I love helping people tell their stories.
Cool. Like I said, I'll send you the outline. I got with the same lady that wrote the Unbreakable Bonds book. I paid her to do an outline for us to send to publishers. I want to say we sent one to a publisher, and the publisher wanted the rights to the story and all that stuff, and only wanted to give me like $300.
What?
So I was like, wait a minute. You're giving me $300 and telling me I can't talk about my own damn story? You can kiss my whole ass.
So they wanted like your total, were they wanting like rights for production and everything?
I think it was just for the book. I would have more of the rights if they did like movies and TV shows.
Oh, I know producers too.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying. Actually, I know somebody. I just thought about it too. I don't know if they're listening right now, but I'll make sure to send this to them. But I do know somebody that might be up your alley for this, and I'll text them tonight and ask them.
All right, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm all about like making those connections and trying to expand more too. My goal when I was 8 was to be a writer. And now I'm a professor. And so I technically right, curriculum and stuff like that, but it doesn't exactly soothe the soul.
Hey,
I
I hear
want
you.
to do more.
I want to say, I don't remember how old I was, but I was definitely a kid. I said I wanted to be just like my grandfather.
What does that mean?
I wanted to follow his footsteps in the army.
Oh, okay.
Kind of got there.
Nah, you did. You just deviated a little.
A little bit.
That's okay though. Okay. I'll reach out to people. I'm like your mom. I'm Mama Bear too. And I'm really good. I'm really good at going to people and being like, you really like this story. You want this story. You do. You want to know all about it. I'm just saying, I'm really good at that part. I should probably have been an agent or something rather than anything else.
Yeah, there you go. That sounds like a good fit too.
Said I went to law school.
Hey, that's not bad.
It is when you get in your second year and you're like, I don't want to be anybody's mouthpiece. This is literally the one thing that happened to me. I get into my second year and I'm like, I'm working with juvenile delinquents, and I'm like, I don't want to go into court and advocate for somebody that I know that this is just not the right fit. And because it's a juvenile, it's a whole different story. And I understand that. But but I finished out my law degree anyhow, because I was like, I'll do mediation or something. Maybe I'll sit for the bar later. Then I ended up teaching. So,
it's different, but I feel like teaching would be more rewarding.
It is very rewarding. I will give you that. It is very rewarding. I like knowing that I'm building an army of advocates.
There you go.
You can call me the general. You got a warden and a general. I'm just saying, general professor. Josh wants the book. We need a book. I'll send you my information, but I really will reach out to them. And I've got, I actually have 2 of them on Facebook, so I can connect you guys there if they're willing. And I'm definitely certain one of them will be, because I know one of the things they have in production right now that they're working on, and it is totally up this alley.
Nice.
All right. Well, that's all I have, Andrew. What do you have?
I think that's about it. The past 15, 20 minutes, I didn't know if you guys were talking or not, because it was just it was frozen the whole time, and it kicked me out too. So I don't know. I missed the last 20 minutes, honestly.
The only thing that you need to worry about in terms of a recap is that Mr. Jeffrey Shonk here, he started out in the beginning saying he would not say that his mom is cool. And he backtracked.
That's funny.
That's all we needed as our takeaway from this.
All right, fair enough.
I'm just saying. And the title of his book will be My Mom is Cool and I Need a Purple Heart.
That sounds like a good title, actually.
People would be like, what? His mom said you need a new internet provider.
Yeah, I do definitely, because it's always lagging, especially where in my room, it's a weird spot. It's always hit or miss.
Do you have it as Wi-Fi or hard?
Well, I have it as Wi-Fi, yeah, but the signal's down in the basement, so it's kind of hard because I'm on the 2nd floor. There's a basement, 1st floor, then 2nd floor. So I think it's just a weak signal, really.
Listen, I'm not technologically savvy, but I will tell you this. I have 3 floors in my house too, and I know for a fact that on the 1st floor and the 3rd floor, I have to have a mesh thingy. I don't know what the thingy is, but it's a
Yeah,
mesh.
you need a
thingy.
mesh system. Yeah.
Thank you. It's a
Mesh
thing.
system and hardwire all your stuff if you can.
Yeah, I'll
See?
have to look into that for sure because I'm always going in and out during Zoom and stuff like that, and I'm always just like, can you repeat yourself like the last minute?
Fix it.
Yeah, I need to. I'm gonna look into the mesh system for sure.
Wi-Fi mesh extender. Thank you, Mom.
I'm actually gonna add that to my Amazon cart right now before I forget.
That's what it is.
Get the Orbi one.
Make sure to look up how much like square footage it covers and stuff like that.
I have the
Okay.
Orbi one, and it covers 5,000 square feet.
Okay, I think I've had something like this before. I've had like Google Home, and there was like 3 of them, and they boosted the Wi-Fi. That looks
Yeah.
kind of like this.
Oh, Mom's an IT supervisor.
No, you're
Oh,
not.
nice.
You're a glorified secretary.
You're a warden. She's a warden at work too, isn't she?
I don't know. From the stories that she says, it sounds like people don't like her, so I would think so.
You know what? If that's the case, she's doing something right. I like your mom.
I'm not saying it again. She's pretty awesome. I'll give you that.
What's that word that starts with C and rhymes with drool? No, not cruel.
Old.
No, take that one back.
No, that would be.
That
That's what I would have told you as she was as a kid.
Rhymes with pool.
I don't know.
What's your nickname?
My nickname? Asshole.
Aw. You know what? I can tell you that I have a friend of mine who has kids, and she used to always tell me, she said, I can come to you for anything. She goes, because you never judge me if I say my kids are assholes. And and she's like, everybody else is always like, oh, don't say that about your kids. Don't say that about your kids. She goes, but they can be. And I was like, girl, I've got
No, I
six.
get it. I get it. I absolutely was an asshole. I still am an asshole, but I'm the nicest asshole you'll ever meet.
Well, there you go.
Same.
I'll be nice until you give me a reason to be an asshole, and then from then on out, I'm an asshole.
I'm the same way.
Yep.
Except
That's how
Josh.
it should be.
Josh said you're an ass, though.
He needs to stop looking in my eyes, fruitcake.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yes, sir. I'm almost done, and then I'll come snuggle you. I'm sorry.
Still his only best friend, though.
Yeah, it was. Yep. Mm-hmm.
How long have you guys been best friends?
I want to say we met in 2009.
How long have you been only best friends? Since you just said no.
Probably about that long.
Okay.
Yeah. We are absolutely. Yeah, that's why we get along so well, because we are
That's
pretty
good.
much the exact same person.
Everybody needs that person. All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you
We
guys. I appreciate it.
I definitely appreciate it. And I'll ask that information and I'll send you what I get.
All right. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Y'all have a great night.
You
All right,
too.
you two have a good one. Thank you again.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Later.
Thanks, Mom.